Okay, so let us continue our discussion in chapter 4. This is part 3 of chapter 4 on the crime scene investigation techniques. And all right, so we ended the discussion in this part on the identification as far as investigators' checklists are concerned. So identification and profiling of the victim. Identity must be established, and you have to establish how. News of the death to relatives. Yeah, and you have to inform the relatives if necessary. No, if so, as mentioned here, they should inform the relatives regarding the death of their loved ones. Then interviews with relatives, neighbors, friends, colleagues, employers, and or employees, and similar and the likes. Then identify if there are anything or any item missing. No, indications that the victim belonged to target groups of extra-legal killings, search in databases and computer files, examination of incoming and outgoing phone calls from landlines and mobile phones, examination of bank accounts, credit cards, and insurance status. Kasi alam nyo mga yan, pwede kang makakuha ng lead, no? Then previous convictions or suspicions of crimes and affiliations, threats, plausible motives. House search, number 16. House search at victim's dwelling and other premises, cars, and the likes. So seizure and analysis of computer. Did you do that? Mobile phones, pagers, yeah, diaries, photos, letters, receipts, balance sheets, and the likes. Yan, pag nag-house search ka, i-check mo ang mga yan kung nagawa mo. 17 second wave measures generated, no? From 1 to 16. Yan, checklist 1 to 16. Interviews with identified key person, identify prime crime scene, no? House searches and seizure, detailed and extended search outside the crime scene, analysis of phone list, search in database, base computer files regarding modus operandi. What is modus operandi again? The other term for that is methods of operation. Vehicles, yeah. Previous suspects of similar crimes and coordination. 18. Identification of suspect. Did you use physical evidence, eyewitness, no? O composite sketch, or flash alarm? So yan yung mga pwedeng i-check mo as far as the identification of suspect, no? Again, do not forget the so-called person of interest versus suspect, no? The term person of interest is a modern term used to describe a person that may have a connection to the crime committed or that may have knowledge regarding the crime committed, no? So either a person of interest, pwedeng maging witness yan, or pwedeng maging suspect, no? Then 19, no, is the suspect under witness protection or qualified, no, to be in the witness protection law. Yan. Alam niyo yung mga nabibigyan ng witness protection under the law are those suspects or accused, that have least participation or have the weakest, participation in the commission of the crime, no? Yan ang common bago ka mapunta sa witness protection law. Then pag nasa witness protection ka, the government will secure your safety. They will provide you safe house. They will provide you security. Okay? Yeah, as to be a witness for the government. as far as crimes or uh, the as witness to the crime being investigated. Then number 20, the arrest of suspect. No, is it through manhunt? Is it did you do electronic surveillance? Uh, did you plan for the safe arrest? Yan. Kailangan yan para hindi ka makamali. Then assessment and house searches in the presence of SOCO and witnesses. Seizure and analysis. Body search if shots were fired. No, fire primers, gunshot residues are collected and recorded. Seizure of clothing, chain of custody for anti-contamination and media relation. 21, interview with the suspect. Planning and preparation, recording and documentation, and in the presence of his lawyer. Always remember, under Republic Act number 7438, the law provides that in all aspects, stage of criminal investigation, custodial interrogation, or custodial investigation, when all processes, the suspect must always be assisted by his or her counsel of his own choice or provided by the government. Yan, parating andyan. Bakit kailangang may lawyer and the law mandates it? Because lawyers are the authorities to protect your rights, yeah, against abuses. Then number 22, reconstruction of the crime scene. Yan yung crime scene reconstruction. Revisit to the crime scene with witnesses and suspect so that they will inform you and they will tell you no possible events that happened uh, in the commission of the crime. Then then 23, the structure of crime files, presentation of the findings and result. Then again, coordination with the prosecutor. Parating yung isipin ng prosecutor, siya ang magtutuloy sa inumpisahan mo, no? Na investigation para magsampa ng kaso sa korte. That is why, as investigator, you must always coordinate with the prosecutor in charge, no? Then 24 is re-evaluation of the investigation. There should be appraisal reports from involved officers. Then feedback from prosecutor. Then follow up on perversion through the system. Okay, so those are the 24 checklists that an investigator must do to specific crimes being investigated. No? Okay? Yeah. So again, it is mentioned here, the checklists are only meant as a guide and not a substitute for critical thinking. In some cases, certain items can probably be left out while others must be added. All right. Okay. So the next topic is a checklist, no, uh, for the conduct of crime scene investigation, especially crimes of violence. And again, what are the crimes of violence? No, these are murder, homicide, parricide, and similar crimes. Okay, so this checklist, no, inisa-isa niya kung ano ang dapat mong gawin. So in a shooting incident, no, in shooting it involves the use of firearms. Ito yung kailangan mong gawin. Number 1, conduct paraffin casting. Yan. On the hands of all the persons involved para makita natin kung sila ay nagpaputok o hindi. Yan. Makikita yan through paraffin test. Then look for blood from the victims on suspects or vice versa. Look for blood spatters from the entry wounds on hands, clothes, and weapons. Secure a photograph of any blood spatter images. Assess the range and direction of the shots. Yeah, yeah. Close range ba yan or distant or middle? Then recover clothes to facilitate determination of powder residue. And especially pag close yan or contact. Oh. Collect fibers. Yeah. Collect weapons, empty cartridge cases, bullets, and ammunition. Yeah. So do not forget the difference of ammunition, bullet, cartridge cases. No, you have your marksmanship, so therefore you should know. No, what's the difference of cartridge case, bullet, and ammunition? Okay. What is ammunition? That is a complete set comprising of bullet, cases, and primer. Okay. All right. If I will ask you what are the parts of an ammunition, we have the bullet, cartridge case, and primer. And gunpowder, I should say. Apat yan. No? Primer, cartridge case, gunpowder, and bullet. Okay? Then document the situation through photograph and sketch. And one important rule, do not touch bullets with your bare fingers. Kasi ang bullet, no, meron yang fingerprint. No, baka pag hinawakan mo pa yan, masisira yung mga markings. Kasi pag pinutok ang baril, at lalabas ang bullet, dadaan yan sa rifling, no? Dadaan yan sa rifling ng firearm, then the rifling of the firearm causes to leave a mark on the bullet. At yon yung i-examine and other markings on the bullet. That is why do not touch, no, with your bare hands or bare fingers. Kailangan mo mag-gloves. Yan. Diba kami ilagay mo pang fingerprint mo dyan. Okay? So in case of death, no? Example, yung under investigation is all about death. Then ano ang gagawin mo sa crime scene? So ang pinag-uusapan natin dito is crime scene specifically. So check the premises. Yan, you check the surroundings. Collect dustbins. Yan. Pag dustbin, yan yung trash can. Yan, you collect whatever trash can, no, na andon, no? Baka merong evidence na tinapon doon. Look for moist trace evidence. Moist. Yan. Masa-masa. Check the parked cars. You check it. Baka may mga vehicles dyan na gamit ng suspect. Collect the watches. Check for odors. Yan. Baka may sign of poison or any other chemicals. Check the lighting. Yan. Lighting. Okay? Check the doors, windows, and walls for any forced entry or pwedeng pinasukan at kung saan lumabas ang suspect. Inspect the radio sets. Yan. Kung naka-on o hindi. TV sets also. You check it. Naka-on or hindi. Or ano ang andon sa TV set na yan. Okay? That is in case that there is death. Okay? Then number 3, inspection of the body. So ito yung checklist natin, wag nag-inspect ka ng body. No? But always remember, when there is an injured person at the crime scene and there is a sign of life, then you have to bring him, you have to give him first aid and bring him to the nearest clinic or hospital. But in cases that there is death, then you have to inspect the body. Okay? So, what are the things that you will do in the inspection of the body, or especially there is death? Collect loose hair. Yan, loose hair, yung mga nahulog na buhok. Wads, no, of fibers, and etc.